You mentioned abortion, and the other day, I believe you said not only should Planned Parenthood be defunded, but they should be prosecuted, in reference to some of these recent videos that had come out. Do you have any concerns that cutbacks to Planned Parenthood would affect the birth control part of its offerings and inadvertently lead to an increase in abortions?
Well, first off, I don't think there's any numbers out there that suggest that access to contraception actually reduces the number of abortions. I think there's pretty good studies out there, pretty compelling studies that show that there is no real correlation and hasn't been for quite some time. So having said that, no, I'm not concerned about the link between contraception and abortion. But contraception is part of a federal program, and if Planned Parenthood doesn't get those monies, there are lots of other organizations out there that can fill the need that Planned Parenthood has provided to provide these types of services. So I'm not worried about the access to contraception that is provided in Title X coming through other organizations other than Planned Parenthood. And I am worried about an organization that was founded by a eugenicist whose purpose was to eliminate undesirable races and people. It's stunning to me that a eugenicist who has such a horrific record of man's inhumanity to man is someone that the current-day politicians are happy to receive awards in her name, yet including a black politician, because she was, as you know, a racist who wanted to eliminate the black race. This is who Planned Parenthood is. Planned Parenthood is about, and has been, started by a eugenicist whose objective was to dehumanize certain individuals so they could be culled from society. And I read a book a few years ago entitled How Do You Kill 11 Million People? It was talking about the genocides that were going on then. And it was a short book. It's really a pretty simple answer. It could have been answered in 2 words. You lie. That's how you do it. You lie to the people. And that's what this is about. It's about a lie of what a child in the womb really is. Oh, it's just a blob of tissue. It's pre-human. It's not something that we need to be concerned about. Just like the argument was from Margaret Sanger about other races and other disabled and others who were, in her mind, subhuman and didn't need to be concerned about. And that's what Planned Parenthood is doing. They're treating these children in the womb as if, well, they're not real human beings. Except the problem here with these videos is that they're harvesting human body parts. So it's sort of hard to make the argument these aren't human beings when they're harvesting human organs. The most recent video may be the most abhorrent, the interview with someone who described a procedure where a little boy was born alive. In fact, made a point of showing that the little boy's heart was beating. So the baby survived an abortion and was still alive, but it didn't deter her at all from taking out the little boy's brain while he was alive. But of course, that doesn't horrify anybody who are supporters of Planned Parenthood. This doesn't bother people. Why? Because, well, this is just the ugly business of what abortion is. I mean, these are children that, these are not wanted, and therefore they're subhuman, and we can treat them. We can treat little children alive. And we can remove their head, we can remove their brains. And we can talk about it. Isn't this cool? Isn't this neat? Look, I can tap their chest and you can see their heart beating. And it doesn't seem to affect the moral compass of any of our leaders in Washington, D.C., that this is somehow beyond the pale, that somehow or another this doesn't speak well for who we are as a human race here in America, as a society. But no, it just doesn't seem to bother anybody because we've succeeded in dehumanizing. Dehumanizing. That's what this is all about. Yet we're dehumanizing children who are being harvested for human body parts. I guess I would say that hopefully the people who are looking at these videos will come to agree that this organization that fosters this type of behavior should not only not be receiving federal funds, but that the people doing this, who are breaking the law. I was the author of the Born Alive Infant Protection Act, which I wrote for this particular situation and was passed with near unanimous support in the House and Senate. It said that if a child is born alive as a result of abortion, you couldn't kill it, much less harvest its brain while it's living. But in Planned Parenthood, they're doing that. That should be prosecuted. Shouldn't just be defunded. It should be prosecuted, and this organization that creates an environment for these things to happen should be put out of business, not be held up as some paragon of virtue of the left.